in your respected capacities in the respect of time. My name is Harold Adio Oulanya. I am the son of Jacob Oulanya and Dorothy. I have 4 ways to describe my father. My father was wise. My father was kind. My father was charismatic, but he was also strong. He was one of the strongest people I knew, which was why people say, don't mess with Jacob Oulanya. You will feel fire. The last time I spoke to my father was March 5th, my birthday. He didn't speak. I merely answered the phone, and he started singing happy birthday to me. He sang the full song, said he loved me, take care of yourself and your younger siblings. I said I loved him, take care, I expect a full recovery. He said, you'll see me soon, jumping for joy to see you after so long. And then we hung up. That was the last time I spoke to my father. My father was a kind man. He never let his positions get to his head. 2 years after becoming deputy speaker for the first time, he held a dinner, invited all the people he worked with, us, his family, and even the security guards who took him along all over Uganda. We sat down, we had dinner, Chinese food, his favorite. We sat and talked. He talked about his plans for the future. He always had bright things for the future of Uganda. He was a patriotic man from the very beginning to the very end. He thought about his family, his country, his friends. Respective mourners, my father was not a selfish man. You can see from the things he did. My father was not a fool. He was not. A fool cannot come from a village in northern Uganda and make his way up to the third most important person in the country, the Speaker of Parliament. I want all of us today to bury my father with the respect, honor, and dignity that he deserved. My name is Harold Adio Oulanya. My family has gained an exceptional guardian angel in my father, but we already had one already from my mother, the one we lost almost 13 years ago. Now they are both watching over us, and I know that we are going to be fine. Thank you very much for attending today.
I would like to draw your attention to page 4 of the tribute book. In the tribute book, Dad says, I want my children to be proud of my name because of the good things I did for the people. Those are the things that make me work with caution when I'm handling public matters. I want to assure you that Daddy would be very proud. Okay? An oversight on my part, allow me to acknowledge the presence of Vice President, Her Excellency Jessica Lupo. Because of time, I want to give high-level thank you messages to the President of the Republic of Uganda, to the Parliament, to the NRM party, to Omoro, and to Uganda. Without you, my father wouldn't have been where he was. I want to switch to Luo, just for about 1 minute, okay? Tony lit maraporepe, lerada, kono waintie, kono nano kita muzei tiga kokere, kono Tony waintie, kono tika lelo peka kumu, Tony lit, Tony kono yiretie, kono wenyu kogo kilega pakaka kono werwa komo iwe Tony kono kometie kumkum kono I pon tong kome wai Tony late abi werwe mo ki me pebet to atang bi konya be an pengeo ginda kitam ngera puori kede Pegera ngeo kitamuero apoyi kwere. Wera meda meda, wera meda meda, wera meda meda, umadonyi kona, wera meda meda, wera meda meda, meda meda, umadonyi chwinya, wera meda meda. Mzee watideo mzee wori kuch watkela pakara kipa Uganda. Mafoya tutwala.
Kaloki pero andu en pa o patite Pabito no wiye dok mayro logi dok ma pigi tego dok me ko ma mege wonne kero ke ma wonne no la daf kede are ke tiana rio mo kene tim la ten ma nyaro la ten ma rio la ten ma wu ay dok ma mege kero ke kere ka wi no tigi ma pola de batira ta tela me lo Uganda ena no tawa di paja ma mege tigi tawa mi gian Wego mau berbe doya terasa. Ibi paren, itu mungkin ini mau wujud sama baju, mau dong, lanjut mau biarkan medikere. Kian cekle mana ni, ikum labon me ko ka wujud, kian gitu, kami jujur makin kuero, kali lanjut me ko ka wujud, dong makko, cekle bor wujud bene, cekle le wujud. Lalu mati kego, kian ada jujur, dor maju cekle dicawan. Gamete winning no ma ko paja
Thank you, the family of Jacob. Thank you for those heartwarming, strengthening messages. The father was amazing man. The world will come around and surely you will live to achieve what you want to be in life. Our next speech will be from K. Kalkwaracholi, the Prime Minister of K. Kalkwaracholi. Dano Doka Berugi, Odoro Kaberu, Otim Kony, Odore Kaberu, Lotua, Odore Kaberu, Wabedo Ping. The choir, can you lead us in one praise song, please? The choir.
Hello. Amazing place.
The choir, please lead us in one praise song. Can we ask the choir to lead us in the praise song? The Kumu, Wabedu Kitek Twing, Wabedu Kitek Twing, Pangdong Wabedu Ping. Choir, please. Pangdong Ibet Ping.
Umi microphone berkuaya. Lupayo. Back road Pierre. Back road Pierre. Umi microphone. Lukumu, whatever the debate on board. Back road Pierre.
Walego luak mamekwa, walego ni luak pe twinu pin, walego luak me bedo pin, wami ukare ki kwaya me mete ki we, tua walego ni ubet pin, petie gin mo maloy lo ba, wami ukare ki kwaya, wagamu we, petie gin mo maloy lo ba, walego luak. Pero pin, wagamu we pakwaya. Walego luak mati bolo tung tia chuj, wabero pin. Walego luak mati te bolo, wabero pin.
He who has the final say. He who has the final say for you. Yeah, who has the final say?
Walego security.
Yeah, who has the final say for us?
Security ki asha.
Yeah, who has the final say for us?
Security.
Yeah, who has the final say for North?
Asha's.
Yeah, who has the final say for you? Yeah, Jehovah changed my life around. He makes some way. Oh, when it seems to way, Jehovah. Yeah, Jehovah changed my life around. Yeah, he makes some way when it seems to way. Yeah, hey, Jehovah turns my life around. Turns my life around. He makes some way. Oh, when it seems to way. Jehovah, yeah, final say, final say. Final say, final say, final say, final one, final say, 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 you, final say. Final say, final say, final say. Oh, ching chung chell and a lot of hallelujah. Ye ching ye chu chung chel and a lot of chole make it wow. Ye ching bani chung chum and a lot luen aleluya. Ye ching ye chu chung chum and a lot luen aleluya. Ye ching bani chung chum and a lot luen aleluya. Hallelujah, ting ye chu chung chel and a lo luen hallelujah.
Hello.
Hallelujah, ting bane chung chel and a lo luen hallelujah. Bana and a lo luen hallelujah. Hallelujah, bana and a lo luen hallelujah. Hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah. Oh, ting ba ne tung chem and a luen hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah, ting ye chu chung chel and a lo luen hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah, ting ye chu chung chel and a lo luen hallelujah. Na ye lo bana yo ba mo pe ma ti chalo in na ye lo bana yo ba mo pe ma ti chalo in ba. Chi chalo in ba. Yeah, ina yellow bana, banga mo peva matiu chalo in ba. Yeah, ina yellow bana. Bama peva matiu chalo in ba. Ina yelo bana. You bama peva matiu chalo in ba. Nikona we meda.
Wapoyo. We want to thank the choir. We want to thank the choir. Choir, thank you. Thank you, choir. Thank you, choir. As you go back, thank you, choir. Thank you very much, choir. Thank you, we appreciate. Wapoyo lukumu, walego ni unong kaberu udong. We request you, Mourners, to take up your seats. We kindly request you to take your seats under the tents where you are seated. Kindly, please, we request. Walego lukumu duju, do idok cheni kaberuni, kakama no itie ye. Atiga neno bolo palo diru kanisha magotela wailega, tie makidio tutwal. Alego security me konyowa. Bolo mau chiruwati palo dirdini ni tie makidio tutwal kilwak mau chua luak mamekwa akoyo ni udok dong chen kakama no beriye
Alego lukumu duju, udok dong chen kakamano beriye. Walego luak medwak kodwan gipin, wekwa mete uno ki program wa. Petie gien mo maloye loba. Wakero kumu wa, uchuini ye pa Kristo. We request mourners to take up their seats so that we are able to proceed with our function. This ground is blessed. God is in control. Take courage, get back to your seats, and let's try to remain silent so that we continue with our programs. Lukumu, to alegoni, uduak duan wupin, work program wa metanyim. Waberu ka winyolok mau a keyboard family, wabi meteke a program wa. We've heard from the family, we shall continue with our program. Winyo duan machek, keyboard Prime Minister, me ke kalkwaro achole Adit Ambrose Ola. We are going to hear from the Prime Minister of the cultural institution of the Achole.
The Vice President of Uganda, Your Excellency, the Prime Minister, the Speaker of Parliament, ministers, all MPs, dear mourners, ladies and gentlemen in your different capacities. Before I read His Highness, the Paramount Chief's message to the mourners, I just want the Chief of Pura from the chiefdom that Jacob hailed from to say hello to the mourners who have come to his chiefdom to mourn.
Amira puo luak duju mageno bino eruama pat Amira puo lutela pagamente Amira puo MP me Uganda Amira puo la ditwon nyaje me lao ma benetikin wakan ka chel ke jo ma mege an patiki lok ma pol man purutu chwechun enien ma winyu ni kwa palaten wa Honorable Speaker Oulanya la nyuen eto pebalo amero wacho ni un ma bino ka koko wani unen muje macharo kori na chan me bir ka wot bore kan jo maromo wot me bino pedino chunye pien ka dong wa bino ko men ni wa chiero madong pe wa dugo chi chunye peto mabe Vice President mero lekini long ma wan ti lokani e chwal bol la dit ma me wa izina yu weri kagota musabeni wan machalo jo moro chunywa to matek sipeman wan binenu ngo mamiro wan jo moro tim kasikar biromo mapig wan tuo wabinungu latien mamewa meleno kaka Oulanya ma kwone oruenyo ni so an patiki long mapol Prime Minister mamewa meke kwara shuli bikupu lok matie man nir meko peke lok mapol ki bet ki woro kita ku bet ki tiga ber ki wor kene afoyo an nyao chan Jimmy luwala ruor pora afoyo.
I'm going to read verbatim. Distinguished mourners and all protocol recognized, I heard with profound sadness of the passing of the late Right Honorable Jacob Oulanya. Personally, I did not anticipate his sickness would result in his demise. With death, we have no choice but to come to terms with its reality. The outpouring of grief and anguish from all is a testament of the indelible life Right Honorable Jacob lived. His death comes against the backdrop of many indescribable high-profile deaths in Acholi. We mourn him and condole with the bereaved family, the people of Acholi, the Parliament, Government of Uganda. Kekwa Acholi stands all in solidarity with you during this sorrowful moment. Death is certainly a thief. It stole Jacob at a time when, as a community, we needed him most. The unfortunate death of Right Honorable Jacob Oulanya occurs at a time when our community is striving to recover from devastating effects of the war that actually endured for over 2 decades. Right Honorable Oulanya was the vanguard of providing leadership to rebuild our broken community. He was committed, empathic, loyal to the cause of the suffering people. His passing leaves a leadership void that may not be filled. Right Honorable Jacob Oulanya was a man true to his tradition, culture, and what culture meant to the people. He not only supported the organization of the Acholi Cultural Festival, but he participated in it. In sports, he lobbied for a bus to improve transportation for our sportsmen and women. Although this is a sad and tearful moment in our community and nation, we are comforted by the solid legacy that Right Honorable Jacob left for the people of Uganda. He served his country diligently with utmost dedication. He espoused and worked tirelessly for peace, unity, and prosperity of all the people of Uganda. The Right Honorable Jacob was honest, selfless, and led by example. The outpouring of beautiful eulogies from near and far attest to this. We are proud as a people to have bequeathed him to the service of our nation. As we mourn Right Honorable Oulanya, we ask Ugandans to remain calm, give respect in his memory, and to the bereaved families. We implore the people of Uganda and Acholi to honor his memory and legacy by committing to work for peace, unity, reconciliation, and prosperity of the people of Uganda. On our part, as a people of Acholi, we shall honor Jacob's memory by consolidating unity and fraternal relations with all the peoples that make Uganda. Lest we forget, the people of Uganda and Acholi took exception to the abominable politicking that happened shortly after the departure of the late. It is utterly regrettable that we cease to be who we Africans are in the time of grief. We witness what happened in the haste to replace the Right Honorable Jacob and the politicking around it. It did not reflect any sense of moral consciousness. As traditional leader of Acholi, I recommend, like the President of Uganda and others, that such insensitive provisions in our system and laws should be repealed. As Kekwa Acholi, we shall stand with the family of Right Honorable Jacob Oulanya, his clan, and the chiefdom of Pura, where Jacob held, to contend with the issues following his demise. At an appropriate time, I will come and pay homage to the family of the late. I said thank you to all those who worked hard at all levels to try and save the life of Right Honorable Jacob Oulanya. Thank you all for your efforts. I believe that the greatest monument that we shall erect in the honor and memory of Right Honorable Jacob Oulanya is embedded in our collective responsibility to realize his dreams for his family, community, and country. I thank you all, and may the soul of the Right Honorable Jacob Lokori Oulanya rest in eternal peace. La Wirodi, Ward David Onan Achana II, dated 7th April 2002. Thank you.
Thank you. Our poem. At this point, allow me to invite the medical team for a few minutes to come and speak to the mourners. The Minister of Health, the Honorable Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng, the Director, Cancer Institute, Dr. Jackson Orem, this is your time. 5 minutes. You've been attending to the Right Honorable very closely during his days of struggle. Is there a podium for them to speak on the other side? Allow me to invite the Honorable Dr. Ruth Jane Acheng and Dr. Jackson Orem. Thank you.
Thank you, David. As they come, we have a condolence message from Bunyoro Kitara Kingdom, signed by the Prime Minister. We have a message from Mubwaka Wakawa Buganda, signed by the Katikiro of Buganda. We have a condolence message from Chairperson Electoral Commission. We have a message from Chairperson Electricity Disputes Tribunal. A message from the Uganda Muslim Supreme Council. Honorable Dr. Chen.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, the Chief Justice of Uganda, the Right Honorable Deputy Speaker, the clergy, the family members, and mourners. In the interest of time, we feel we have given enough medical report, and the family also feels that we have given enough medical report. And so we request that we don't repeat the medical report again. Dr. Rem will speak in the local language for those who have not understood what I have said. Thank you.
All protocol observed. Lukumu Weng Unotikany and I'm introducing myself. Luani Dr. Jackson Orem Anabeda Yuali Mea Choli Gangwatie Ila Yibi Division Ikirombe Alokolum Meno Kamana Don Ye Eno Minister Wachi Kwere tuo Don Watimo Ni chake matoti me Ikololo ineno due abichier Bene wakelo Walogo Gichoyo Dano wen winyu Idong pimeno Tini dong Teo bi kwere ne dok tutwal Endo wek mere ya wach wie Manono Ti dano Dano win kunge Anki kuma Ati gila diti Yo ario Adek bene Me achiel Mapire tek Ubero mera Mario, an bene jalo dakta, a bear la tuye, ima dek, jalo wan dan wing me Uganda, an la did my loyal, katuyo cancer, kilone Uganda Cancer Institute. Iyo apila dek wing, a bear katikichunya chiel, ma la duowiwa, ubero minister wa en. Jen Ruth Acheng. Idwe me Achel, madong tuo dokoraj. Acheng ukarapeng. Wachi in ki an wati matek piu megiwa. Kono ilokada wati matek. An mena tete ni tiji mukene ma an na ngeyo mano waber ka tij kwerwan gila dit yoman metuo. Sikit madong iniluani wanong ba warip kwot wati ka chel madana ma megwa la chendong matuo dokoraj yo mukene waji ke chwal tung kany mukene waji ke chwal tung kany mukene waji ke chwal tung kany minisa ulunga waji itamu ningo ana waji ba ngo mamiru wanong watim wano tigili wot wa mapol kama papat magi tigi diro magi ngiyu kituoni wek dong ba ana lok kilo gora si abi mini report oter wanina rio keken wano ka kwen wa miru wa chit wa tu e o megi wa oter karma no keken o megi wa ke chalo kunu madong pabidok iter ma tututwal ento ngoma ana waji iu ena eni gi kwero tien tuo ya gi kelo timi weng ma wano timo gi kwero gi neno gi timo mukene manyien gi neno gi pimu gi poro gi ng'eyo ngoma miro time wabene joni wabedo ketgi walogo waleyo tam ngoma miro watim idong an ngoma ana waja eni lutua ngoma dong daktari kuwajo ki ngoma wan mene wale tam iye dong kong ki ye si dong loka ma pol tutwal peke tien tuo dong wati roko ki wiye mo kene kit ma tuo beru kere bene dong wati roko ento wa di chuny wa dong la chwe do yue mier dong wa yue bene wa wek la dit o chit kabir mo pore gino kena dong matimo mier bet pe mer me lega ma mega afo yu tutwal dong abi waje ki le muno dong wek jomo kena ben ko nge ni wanong mapol ma waje petie but we want the soul of our brother, our son, our relative to rest in eternal peace. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister, Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng, the Director, Cancer Institute, Dr. Jackson Orem. At this point in time, I think it's fitting to have the father of the late Jacob speak. That did Nasan Okori, one Jacob Obilogo Kumbedi.
Better, so is it standing? Put it in the center here. I will translate.
That is what you
Tong onerolie tong ingerba
Tongu neuro, tongu ngerba. Luakukumu, dear mourners, and Okori Adio, and my Binu Bora. My name is Okori Adio. You are my visitors. Tuan Gok. Kamirto umedingo penguel pen a male dog when a male dog is about to face death, it loses the sense of smell. It cannot smell even death. Lwa kukumu Awang President, Prime Minister, Odon Tagre, a pat Maginti Lang actually. All the visitors, mourners, Vice President, Prime Minister, and all the leaders, particularly cultural leaders, and all of you in your various capacities. I thank you most sincerely. Oulanya Oulanya was not just my son, he was a son to the whole country. Government me Uganda and permit tobacco doga and to Oulanya take the jaw a mine konyo doing to try. I don't want to have to plead a lot with the government of Uganda, but I want the government to know that Oulanya has been taking care of very many people who depended on him. I thought the head of state would be here in person. I believe other duties have not allowed him to be here in person. Now you who has come to represent him, take my message clearly to the head of state. Oulanya started a lot of initiatives back home here. All of them are incomplete. Government of Uganda the government of Uganda has started completing the house he started. Jacob Oulanya. The government of Uganda should complete the house that Oulanya started. Me ought to teach. Me teach, I teach. We expect the government to complete that house so that it is put to work, and the income that will come from that house should take care of Jacob's family, including his grandchildren.
Itini na nunguni nyimuni gen duci tin kwan ak mau tie ker me kwan ento a woru gen do dong nono gamene mai Uganda chui komgi.
The children you see in front of you are all children of school-going age. Now they have nobody to support them. They are on their own. I appeal to the government not to abandon them, but to take care of them.
Mieru chup kwan gi kita de tam gi tamma papo gi tamma kwar gi tini ukwan wa kukon Uganda.
The government should help them to complete their studies to the highest level possible, in line with the dream of their father, in line with my own dream as their grandfather, so that the same children and grandchildren can help the nation.
Jacob amadong komepeni dok.
Jacob, who is no longer with us,
anti-family, and berangol ko, wero aminera ado ukori ariet, amau kwan kit tiu kunu, ento man chakra ninwe pieri wadi, ninwe pieri non ti chau chu government me Uganda kwanyandong kerbotje
had a law firm, and he had invited his sister Harriet Okori, who is a lawyer with a master's degree, to work with him. Since Jacob's death, that law firm is closed. I appeal to the government to take care of Harriet Okori, Jacob's sister, because she's qualified. She is a lawyer with a master's degree. She should be deployed appropriately.
Adong ti kere tir mere a bit chamagin kwana a chel puru doya makere. Gen no en Jacob ayaw no cholugi. Dong mier kwange government mi waranyim weko beditino a kongi ti Uganda wani. Pien dano kau kwano ngeo pen ngeo wot kau weko geata odokulei.
That same sister of Jacob, Adong, like other sisters and brothers, also have children. All of these need education. Jacob's focus was on education, because when a person is educated, they can add value to society. They need support.
Oh, minere mona tikeritino enu kwano enu kene putia kwano mastagi itino kene bot ko dakatidi put pe utia kwangi a chel put doy makere enu kene tipin genduja mitokwan a weri kingamen.
Jacob's brother, Francis Joel Emuna, also has children. They all depended on Jacob. I appeal to the government to intervene and support them also.
Prime Minister Yini Binu, Unikere Wang, President, Kopama Kel Nimuno. The
Prime Minister and Your Excellency, the Vice President, I appeal to you to consider these matters I've tabled before you seriously.
Speaker, ini leo kom, an Jacob Rigdong Papa, inai dog Papa.
Madam Speaker, you are now the Speaker occupying the chair Jacob occupied. Jacob was like a father to us. You have now to take that position and play that role of a parent. And particularly to Mzee Okori. Madam Speaker, that is Mzee Okori's request to you to be a parent and do what Jacob used to do for him.
Tiga moi. An chenga ma to ni woro werechi. Ana kubni jamma rajo ati pasha biru ko bori atil dong bori. Aneno mogiti tiyu. Konya.
Your Lordship, the Chief Justice, before my son Jacob went for treatment, and since I told you I would tell you some things in confidence, some of the things that you are supposed to do, which you promised to do, you have done. I need your help because my son Jacob left me in your hands. Your Lordship, the Chief Justice.
Ako man dako mora winyo rede ot kunu choko jammi na book bang a Jacob choko work kere dongin na chalo won ke yen yo meloro jamma Jacob pati bang konya ye we konya te.
Your Lordship, the Chief Justice, I have learned that a certain lady is meddling with Jacob's estate, tampering and hiding documents. You are the one in charge of laws in Uganda. I want you to safeguard Jacob's estate from meddlers.
And Perkok Akora Jacob Pumio Yat Ama and Ubil Barakat Woto Yang Yeo Babalko Piquano Yatya a water dong tero cha a tin dong goro a cock girecum ngat to meal yat.
I am not mourning in vain. I want to state clearly, Jacob was poisoned. He told me, and he was operated. Doctors attempted to deal with the poison. The poison affected his health so badly. By the time he was flown out for treatment, he was not in a position to recover. He was too weak.
Mano ginama memboru unukumundu chueno. Atinu to amwaka mere me konyo lwak potie. Don't worry, apowu.
You, the mourners, please receive this information from me in good faith. My son has died. He is now gone. We will never see him again. Thank you.
Let me invite Jacob's friends very, very shortly to speak briefly, the Honorable Chairman Mao and Dr. Opio Lawyer from Canada. You will speak together very briefly. Honorable Mao, Dr. P. Lawyer. Thank you.
All protocols observed in the interest of time. Mzee Nathan Okori, the children, siblings, relatives, friends of the late Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Jacob Lukoro Oulanya, people of Omoro, and the people of the Republic of Uganda. Jacob was my cousin and friend. On behalf of my mother, Mama Alichi Noara Lawyer, and my elder brother, Dr. Richard Ogaba Lawyer, both currently in the USA and could not travel to be here, please accept my sincere condolences for the painful loss of a gifted legislator, a much-loved son, father, brother, uncle, and a friend to many people in Uganda and around the world. I visited Jacob twice while he was in Seattle. First time in February 19th and February 20th, and again on March 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. The first time when I visited Jacob, he was very, very happy. He was excited to see me. We talked a lot. We talked through the day, Saturday, the 19th of February. He talked about the culture, about Miel Bola, Otole. He talked about life generally. And yes, we laughed because that was Jacob, always happy. Very briefly, I recall when the nurses came to change him, cheeky as ever, he said, "Now that my brother is here, you are pretending to be modest, but when he turns his back, you try to find every inch of my body." That was Jacob. The same day in the afternoon when the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Deputy Speaker, now Speaker of Parliament, called, I could overhear him saying to her, "I am forming a football team so that we can go out and play." And of course he laughed. That was Jacob. Jacob faced death courageously. He faced death courageously. He never backed down. And he fought. And so, I would like to take a moment to truly start by thanking His Excellency, President Yoweri Museveni, for doing everything in his power to ensure that Jacob had the best medical care possible. The best medical care possible. And Jacob was aware of that. He said to me, "Opio, I'm very grateful for what the president did. And I know he cares so much about me that if someone went to him and said, 'Mr. President, based on scientific evidence, there is the leaf of a certain tree, if you pluck it, Jacob Oulanya will get well,' I know that the president would have done it himself just to make sure that the right leaf from the right tree was plucked for me." So Jacob was aware. Secondly, I want to thank all Ugandans for the outpouring of love and support that came from across the political aisle when Jacob was very ill. Your words and prayers of encouragement helped to sustain him for as long as possible. And now the same love and support for the children will ensure that they continue to heal. To my nieces and nephews, Diana, Andrew, Didi, Ezra, Karen Atim, Christian, Kimberly, Colin, I say this to you. You have lost a father, but you've gained a whole nation to support you, encourage you, guide you, and nurture you. And to this end, let me sincerely